Money. It's the lifeblood of our global economy, the fuel that powers our transactions big and small. For centuries we've relied on traditional government-issued currencies like the US dollar, the euro, or the Japanese yen. These currencies are familiar, accepted everywhere, and backed by the authority of central banks. But what if there was another way? Enter Bitcoin, a digital currency that operates independently of any government or financial institution. Born in the digital realm in 2008, Bitcoin promised a decentralized future for money, one where transactions could flow freely and securely across borders, without the need for intermediaries. This is the story of two monetary systems, each vying for its place in our rapidly evolving world. On one hand, we have the established order of traditional money, a system deeply intertwined with governments and central banks. On the other hand, we have the audacious newcomer, Bitcoin, challenging the status quo and promising a future of financial freedom and autonomy. The question is, which path will we choose? Will traditional money maintain its grip on the global economy? Or will Bitcoin usher in a new era of decentralized finance? The answer, as we'll see, is far from certain. At the heart of the debate between traditional money and Bitcoin lies the question of control. Traditional currencies are centralized systems. Governments and central banks hold the reins, dictating monetary policy, controlling the money supply, and influencing interest rates. This centralized control allows governments to respond to economic crises, stimulate growth, and regulate financial institutions. Bitcoin, however, stands in stark contrast. It operates on a decentralized network distributed across countless computers worldwide. No single entity controls Bitcoin. Instead, its transactions are validated and recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain, maintained by a distributed network of participants. This fundamental difference in control has profound implications. Centralized systems can be susceptible to corruption, censorship, and manipulation by those in power. Decentralized systems like Bitcoin aim to mitigate these risks by distributing control among a wide network of participants, making it much harder for any single entity to exert undue influence. But decentralization also comes with its own set of challenges. The lack of a central authority can make it difficult to resolve disputes, enforce regulations, and protect consumers. The debate between centralized and decentralized systems is ultimately a balancing act between security, control, and freedom. Another key difference between traditional money and Bitcoin lies in their supply mechanisms. Traditional currencies have, in theory, an unlimited supply. Governments can print more money as needed, a practice that can lead to inflation, where the value of each unit of currency decreases over time. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has a fixed supply. Only 21 million Bitcoins will ever exist. This scarcity is built into Bitcoin's code and is one of its defining features. Proponents argue that this limited supply makes Bitcoin a more reliable store of value over the long term, as it is not subject to the inflationary pressures of traditional currencies. However, critics argue that Bitcoin's fixed supply could stifle economic growth, as it limits the amount of money available for lending and investment. They also point to Bitcoin's deflationary nature, where the value of each Bitcoin could increase over time, potentially discouraging spending and slowing down economic activity. The debate over supply is essentially a debate about the nature of money itself. Is it a tool for facilitating transactions and promoting economic growth, as proponents of traditional money argue? Or is it a scarce resource, like gold, that derives its value from its limited supply, as Bitcoin advocates believe? Bitcoin emerged from the ashes of the 2008 financial crisis, a time of deep mistrust in traditional financial institutions. Its pseudonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, envisioned a decentralized digital currency, free from the control of governments and banks. In the early days, Bitcoin was embraced by a small but passionate community of technologists, libertarians, and early adopters. Transactions were primarily limited to online forums and black markets, and Bitcoin's value was highly volatile. Fast forward to today, and Bitcoin has come a long way. Its value has skyrocketed, attracting the attention of institutional investors, corporations, and even governments. While still in its relative infancy, Bitcoin has sparked a global conversation about the future of money, challenging long-held assumptions about finance, technology, and the nature of value itself.